Here's why if Kamala Harris even gets a Democratic nomination, she won't be able to beat Trump. CNN lays all of Kamala's cards out on the table, and there's only two: that she could be the first Black woman and Asian American to lead a major party ticket. Nothing about her policies, her accomplishments so far, any changes she's made. Nope, it's just about what she looks like. If you vote for Kamala, we'll check those diversity, equity, and inclusion boxes. The left is so focused on getting the first Black president, the first woman president, the first non-binary, queer, unicorn-identifying president, that they don't care about having the most qualified person for the job. It gets worse. Even CNN can't find a way to put her in a good light. Throughout her vice presidency, Harris has struggled to define herself while juggling an issue portfolio that has included difficult topics such as voting rights and stemming the tide of migrants coming from Central America. On the former, an effort to bolster the Voting Rights Act failed in Congress. On migration, Harris was criticized on the right for not spending enough time on the border, and on the left for telling migrants in a speech, "Do not come."
The vice president being ripped for this tone-deaf reaction to the growing crisis.
Do you plan to visit the border?
Not today, but I have before, and I'm sure I will again.
I wonder if the vice president thinks this is funny. After blocking the media for weeks, the Biden administration was forced to release some new video that shows crowded migrant facilities. But that's only after the media shamed them into doing it.
Harris allies have argued that much of the criticism is a result of racism and sexism against the country's first woman of color in such a position. We've seen her constantly berated, marginalized, questioned. I think that the shift is because there's the need. Look, guys, you can't criticize her. She's a woman. You'd be marginalizing her. The left's body armor for Kamala against any criticism is going to be, that's racism, that's sexism. She just needs to come out as a lesbian and they can claim homophobia too. Now, Democrats have been quick to point out that Harris wasn't working against Biden. She's working in tandem with Biden. She wasn't sitting behind a senile man, simply biding her time. Even as Democrats waited for Biden to make his decision, Harris supporters were working behind the scenes for the last week to secure support from delegates. Not to push Biden out, but to be prepared in case he left the race. It's so funny to see the Democrats before and after the presidential debate. Before the debate, they were strong and united with Biden. We love him. He's our president. After the debate, it's like somebody stamped on an anthill. Everybody's scattered. They panicked. What are we going to do now? Now, I'm not opposed to a woman president if she's qualified. Maybe once Trump's term is up, Nikki Haley can come back into the race. But right now, there's a hyper focus on incompetent women, and I think it's really going to affect the polls. Do you know who doesn't care if we have a Black woman president? Russia, China. They don't care about identity politics. So what's Trump's trump card? He's a cisgender, white, Christian male. But he's a once-in-a-generation candidate, and these two moments just won him the election.
It looks like they are attempting to move him out, that he may have been injured.
I'm back, bitch. I'm back. I'm back, yeah. I'm back, bitch. I'm back. I'm back, yeah. Gon' do it then. Gon' do it then. Do it then. Gon' do it.
Since the assassination attempt, Trump has solidified himself as the heart of the Republicans. Add to that we have a strong ticket with J.D. Vance and a strong agenda, which is Agenda 47, not Project 2025, while the left scrambles to fill their major party ticket. We've had almost 4 years of Sleepy Joe, Soft Serve Joe, and not only America, but the world at large has gone to hell in a handbasket. I'll tell you this, if I have to listen to Kamala Harris's hyena laugh for 4 years, I'm not leaving America, but I'm going fully off grid.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
We need a strong and dependable leader. When you rally around someone, not based on skill or qualifications, you get this.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been. You know? What can be unburdened by what has been. There are those who are unable to see what can be. But there are many more who are able to see what can be unburdened by what has been.
Remember Venn diagrams, those 3 circles? Right. And then let's just see where they overlap. You will not be surprised because I have constructed a Venn diagram on this. Remember those 3 circles, how they overlap? I love Venn diagrams, so I just do. Whenever you're dealing with conflict, pull out a Venn diagram, right? And so, you know, the 3 circles. Ukraine is a country in Europe. It exists next to another country called Russia. Russia is a bigger country. Russia is a powerful country. Russia decided to invade a smaller country called Ukraine. So basically, that's wrong.
But when you rally around someone because they're the most qualified to be the president of the United States, you get our future president, Donald J. Trump. This video is my all-time favorite example of why we need Trump back in office.
When we were negotiating with the Taliban, while President Trump was still the president, President Trump wanted to get out of Afghanistan, but he wanted a conditions-based withdrawal, meaning that you do what we tell you to do, and then we will start pulling troops back slowly as long as you abide by our rules. It's President Trump and Mike Pompeo, and they are talking to Taliban leadership in the room, and they had one translator in the room. President Trump looked at the Taliban leader and said this: I want to leave Afghanistan, but it's going to be a conditions-based withdrawal. And translator translated. And he said, if you harm a hair on a single American, I'm going to kill you. And the translator goes, and Trump goes, tell him that.
Yes.
Tell him what I said. Reached in his pocket, pulled out a satellite photo of the leader of the Taliban's home and handed it to him.
Shut up.
Got up and walked out the room. Do you know for 18 months not a single American was killed in Afghanistan?
Speaking of Trump, pick up the We Will Not Fall t-shirt at conservativevibes.com. Show that you stand with Trump, rock one of the most epic Trump photos of all time, and help support the channel. Shirts start at $30, small to 3XL, made in the USA. Please allow 8 to 9 days for production and delivery. Please consider subscribing to Conservative Vibes, and I'll see you next time.